standing. Okay. So we're playing with these yesterday, the day before, not sure, skaters. So we're just going to use it as our hip warm up to start with. So standing with feet wider than hip distance, and we're going to start nice and steady. You're going to reach one leg behind and over, and you want to really reach it as far as we can go. Yeah, so toe pointed, toe touches, we dip a little bit. So we can take it into a bit more of a lunge if you want to start with, and then back to the other side and sweep the leg around and dip. Nice and steady to start with, just getting used to the movement, getting used to that side to side action. Step and lunge, and then you can make it flow a little bit. So once you get used to what you're doing, just flow the movement from side to side. And then we're going to make it a little bit shallower and a little bit more of a hop from side to side. And you can kind of let your arms go as well. So a little bit of a hop and a point of the foot. You could hold your hands steady if your arms feel like a little bit weird just as you get used to it, but whatever makes sense. My cat's trying to distract me as per usual. And then start to add in a float of the foot. I'm just going to move this because it's tripping me up. So you've got the foot touching. If you can, don't let it touch. So you stick in the landing. And the idea is that you should be able to stop. But for our purposes, we're just going to keep it going. So reaching the foot as far as possible beyond you and adding in the arms if you wish, because it helps with balance. Your choice. We're getting the heart rate up a little bit. Side to side, working those lateral glutes, so side glutes for balance. And you can pick up the speed if you wish, or you can keep it low level and practice the stick. Can you stick the landing? And go 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And then coming down onto the mat. So coming down onto the mat, knees and feet wide in front of you, hands behind. So windscreen wipers. Legs come over one way and then the other. Dead easy to start with. Again, just getting through movement through the hips and the legs. And then try it sitting up without your arms. If you need them, that's okay. If you're kind of falling over backwards. And then come to rest in the middle. And then this time, we're going to work one leg at a time. You want to go as wide as you can into a straddle stretch. No matter if your legs are a little bit bent, because we're going to bend one anyway. So as wide as you can, and then bend whichever leg. So I'm trying to keep it in that same angle outwards, but I've just bent it in, and then I'm going to turn it in. So the same thing, I'm going to put it down. So internally rotating the thigh bone. I'm going to take it out, and I'm going to try and turn it out. Now, that's where splits come in really handy. So if you need to bring the foot in slightly to be able to bring that knee down, that's okay. And then shift it back out again to turn the knee in. That makes sense. So you want to be challenged. If you come closer, you'll find it dead easy, right? So you want to be working as far away as you can, accepting that to get out, you might have to bring that leg or bring the foot into a different position. You're playing with it. You can't really go wrong. I'm just giving you options to kind of challenge things a little bit more. And you can see I'm moving my body as well, because we're all a little, well, most of us, unless you've been doing this work for a while, a little bit stiff through the hips. So our whole body's having to go as well, which is fine. It is what it is. Now you come to that internal position, you almost like you're splitting the legs, like you're running. And then you can lean over that front leg and you find the hamstring stretch. Yeah, make sure you're not just collapsing over, you're leading with the chest as per, and then back up and turn the thigh bone out. So as you turn in, split the legs and hamstring, and then turning out, and you can let your body come over that knee. Good, good. And then we switch sides. So go wide again, sort of reset yourself. Opposite leg bends in. And then this is where we kind of realize that we've got one leg better than the other, as per. So turning the thigh bone in, and then wherever you need to shift that foot, oh, better on the outside with this one, to get the knee down, as close to the floor as you can. Shift it again, turn it in, shift, and turn it out. Like I say, it's an exploration, no right or wrong. We're just internally and externally rotating our thigh bone in the hip socket. And if you start to deteriorate through the hips, it's the internal rotation, so the turning in one that you lose first, or that starts to go, a good sign that you've got a problem with the hip. So you want to keep it as much as possible. And then same thing, you're going to turn out, that's fine. Then as you turn in, you're going to split in the legs and hinging over to find the hamstring stretch. And then turning the thigh bone out, and then turning it in and hinge over. Again, find that thigh stretch is the same thing, out and in. And release. Okay, so we've been playing with these back extensions with arms up and legs up and all sorts. We're going to combine a few of them together with a push-up. So if push-ups are your nemesis, that's okay. You can still do them on the knees. But the most important thing about this, in order to get the extension, is you need to keep the elbows close to the body, right? So if I do one from my knees, just to give you an idea, you're lowering the chest to the floor with as much control as you can, and my elbows are staying touching my ribs. Once the chest is down, I'm going to lift the hands where they are. So that's the extension of the shoulders. The hands are going to come out to the side, and then you're going to lift the chest. Chest comes back down, hands come back under, and then it's a matter of pushing yourself back up as one unit. Yeah, so knees are a good option here. So it's just the reverse. All right, so I know that I can get to the floor as one solid unit from my feet. Stay on your knees if you need to. Lower the chest to the floor. Pick up the hands. Take the arms out and as high as they will go, and then lift the chest forward. And the lift is coming from your upper back, not your lower back. Lower the chest, bring the arms back under you, push back up. Same again. Lower the chest to the floor with control. Lift the hands, reach to the side, lift the chest, lower the chest, hands come back under, push back to the start position. Go again, lower, lift the hands, reach them out, lift the chest, lower the chest, bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, push up to the start position. Lower the chest, lift the hands, reach to the side, lift the chest, lower, hands come back under, push back to the start. One more time, lower, lift the hands, reach them to the side, lift the chest, lower the chest, and then take the arms out overhead. Same as yesterday, open legs a little bit wider so you can bend the knees and bring the soles of the feet together. So we do frogs to the ceiling. Keep your pubic bone pressing down into the mat, and you're going to lift the thigh bones up off the floor and then release back down. So we're going to lift. I'm going to hold 3, 2, 1, and release. And again, lift, hold 3, 2, 1, and release. And just keep going with that. About 3 seconds. You just want that pause at the top. And as you're doing that, just check in your neck, jaw, arms should all be relaxed and free to move. Shoulders should be loose, especially your neck. You should be able to move the head from side to side. All the work in the glutes and the hamstrings. squeeze the soles of the feet together. I'm going to do 2 more, lift, hold 3, 2, 1, and release. And again, lift, hold 3, 2, 1, and release. And then just push yourself back into a child's pose. Have a little wiggle there if you need to. And then coming on to all fours. So threading needles, shoulder stretch. You're going to take one arm out overhead. The other arm is going to thread through. Back of the shoulder, side of the head come down. Then work the top hand. Walk it round as far as you can go. And then lift that top armpit up to the sky. Hold and breathe. Release the top hand and push yourself out of that position. Same again on the other side. Take the arm through. Top arm reaches out. Walk it round. Like try and get your hand behind your head. Push down into the bottom arm to twist open. And use the breath. Each time you exhale, open that a little bit further. Inhale, twist a little bit further. Slowly release, hands come back down and push yourself out. And we're coming into our, excuse me, beast and under switch, switching from side to side. So I'm going to set up a little bit differently. Toes are tucked. You want to bring your hands just that little bit closer. So if you look at my position now, my knees, points of my knees are roughly under my belly button. Don't worry about it too much. You're just a little bit closer than you normally would be. So sometimes I take you further away. This time I'm taking that little bit closer. So it's a smaller position. So from here, we're going to practice lifting opposite hand, opposite leg. All right, so you're going to hover the knees and you're going to lift left hand, right foot. She says as she tries to balance and hover. Yeah. And then place them back down. And then right hand, left foot. And place it back down. So we're just going to switch from side to side, hoping to get a little bit better at it each time. And the smallest lift that you can do, just enough to get a piece of paper under either your foot or your hand. Switch, switch, switch. Go one more, whichever side you're on. And then release it back down. Come off your wrist for a moment. I think somebody's trying to get in. Hang on. Somebody trying to get in. So it flash up. Maybe not. Oh, there she is. Yep, Nicola. Everybody's really pleased that you dropped out there, Nicola, because you know I'm going to get them to do it again in a minute. As somebody paid Nicola to drop out, so I had to let her in, so you lot get a rest.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. Don't be daft. It's fine. You're lucky I saw it flash up. Usually I don't see it.
Sorry.
Right.
You don't worry about me in future. Just crack on.
No, we don't want you missing it. We don't want you missing out.
Thank
Right,
you.
there's a trick. You're welcome. There's a trick to this. In case you hadn't noticed, it's quite hard to lift opposite arm and opposite leg. Yeah. So the foot that's still on the ground, if you push back, like really push back, like you're trying to push your heel through the wall behind you, you should find it easier to balance. All right. So let's give it another go from there. So hovering the knees. So if we go left hand, right leg, that's going to leave your left foot on the floor. Push back into that left foot and release. And then same on the other side. Hover and balance. Switching sides, switching sides. I hate doing this in the morning. I hate doing anything with balance in the morning. Last one. And release the knees down. Again, come off your wrists. Bring your hands together, clasp the hands. Let's just give them a little bit of love through the wrists, because we're going to be on them for a little bit now. So just rotating the wrists around one way and then the other. So the reason I'm getting you to do that and slow it down is because when you do the under switch, ideally you want the hand and the foot to come off at the same time. Not easy. So we're going to go from beast, so from our hover, under switch one leg into crab, and then we're going to do something different with the crab. So set up again, beast position, hover the knees, pick up right hand, left foot. So the left leg is coming underneath you and you're coming into your crab position. Easy to start with, easy peasy. And we're just going to go back again. So left leg goes under, pivot on the ball of the right foot, back to your beast position, and then straight to the other side. Right leg's going to go under, all the way to crab, and then pick up left hand, right foot goes under, and you come back to your beast position and lower that down. So assuming that's all going according to plan, let's go again. Over the knees, left leg goes under into your crab, and we're going to stay there. Make sure you are pushing the floor away with your arms. You don't want to be sagging through the shoulders, okay? So you're going to tap right hand, left toe. So my right hand is going to tap left toe. So it comes back down. Get the idea? Left hand, right foot. Switching sides. Now, each time the hand comes down, actively push the floor away. So you're keeping strong through the shoulders, you're not sagging. Again, your neck should be free. You should be able to turn the head from side to side. So switching sides, we go 3, 2, 1, pause. We go back the way we came. So left foot's going to go under, right hand's going to come over. We come back to our beast position and then lower the knees. Again, if you need to waggle your wrists, feel free. It does get easier with time, I promise. They get stronger. Yeah? All right, so same again. We're going to go the other way this time. I'm going to add on slightly. So same thing, knees hover. Right hand, right leg, left hand. As you go under and come into your crab. I'm just going to shift so I can see you guys. So this time, aim for a straight leg. So as the leg reaches up, and straighten it out. I'm pausing so you can see. But other than that, we're going to keep going. Switches sides. So now it becomes more of an active hamstring stretch as well. But you've still got that cross patterning, crawling pattern, which is so useful for your brain. Keep you moving longer through life. Good for running too. That's 3. That's 2. Last 1. And then it was right leg going under. So right leg's going to come under, left hand's going to come over. You're back to your beast and then lower down. Again, give your hands a little shake if you need to. So everything we do, particularly running, but pretty much everything we do in life tends to be in one direction, which is why I'm adding in so much rotation and side-to-side stuff for us to play with. All right, so this is called a twisting get up, and you might just have to bear with me while I sort my legs out, because I can never remember which way my legs need to be. So what you're gonna do is come from cross-legged to standing. That's it. But it looks like this. So if my left leg is in front, yeah, that's the way I'm going. So the same arm, left hand comes down. No, it's not, it's the other way. Told you, legs. If it's your right leg that's in front, it's your left hand that comes down, and you pivot around to standing. So I'm just facing the other direction. Most of us will have got off the floor at some point like this, but I guarantee you'll always go the same way. So it gets tricky when you come to the other side. Come back down, you squat down, hand comes down in front of the opposite foot, so you could pivot and come back to cross-legged. You're doing really well. My brain explodes usually when I do this. It's usually when I get to the other side. So same thing, same side, same thing, because your legs are in the right position now. Push down into the hand, pivot on the balls of the feet. You find that squat position and you stand. So there's a bit of an exploration with this. There's little, variations you could do. You could bring the hand further away. So you come in more out into a side plank position and then scoot your bum closer. So further away, bit of a side plank, bit of a different way of coming up. play. It doesn't need to be perfect. There's nothing other than the fact that it's a twisting rotational movement. Hand comes down. You can play with coming straight up and straight down. Bottom touches, come straight back up again. Brilliant for mobilizing pretty much everything. Love it. And it's one of those that we all should practice. Give it to your mum or your dad, see if they can still get on and off the floor. I guarantee mine can't. Well done. Right. Switching sides. So put the other leg in front. You usually will choose the side that you know it's going to be easy on, and then the other side is a bit of a mind boggler. So see how you get on. Hand comes down. Not so bad. Not so bad. Feels weird, but same thing. Just keep moving through it. You can change the position of your hands, like I say, so you get more of that side plank position as you come down. I'll keep it close. I'll lose your balance. Come back into a proper squat and find your balance there and come back up. Couple more before we take it into our balance stuff. And when you come up on this next one, stay up. Good. All right, little combination then for the single leg stuff. So starting off with our single leg deadlift, but we're going to add a toe touch into it. So we're going to go arms out to the side. So as you tip over, same as we've been doing, tip over, but you're going to reach opposite arm to opposite foot. Well, it might not touch, that's okay. It might. Pivot back up, switch legs. So straight over, control it over, touch the foot. Coming back up. One more each side, just as we get used to that. And then keeping the arms, sorry, take the arms out in front this time. We're going to come into a side lunge. One side, side lunge the other. Back through center, one more each side again, just getting used to the movements. Make sure the knee's tracking the toe. Back through center. Arms up to the ceiling this time. Pick up your right knee towards your chest, balance. Keep it there and see if you can straighten it. Then sweep it back and come into your single leg deadlift, reaching the arms out overhead. Ooh. Hold your balance, hold your balance. And then back up to standing. Same on the other side, tip forward. Reaching the arms forward. Hold your balance. Back up to standing. Arms come out to the side and then a backwards lunge. So it's a big step back, lunge, step forward, big step back, lunge, and come forward. Back to square one. All right, so tipping over, touch the toe. We're just going to do one of each. Tip. Tip. Arms forward, side lunge. For one. The two. Arms up to the ceiling, one leg up. Reach it out. Sweep it back and come into your balance. Back up to the ceiling. Same again, pick up the other leg. Reach it forward. Sweep it back. Tip forward to balance. Back to the ceiling. Arms to the side. Step back lunge. Step back lunge. Repeat. Toe touch, if you can balance. Toe touch on the other side. Arms forward, side lunge. Side lunge. Arms up, single leg balance, leg reach, tip forward. Back up to the ceiling, tip forward. Hold the position as best you can. Back up to the ceiling, arms out to the side, backwards lunge. Backwards lunge, stay there. Lower the knee to the floor, release the arms, and then sit back for your hip flexor, hamstring stretch. So chest leading, with the chest leading forward, hinge forward, so you feel the stretch down the back of the leg. And then coming forward, keep the knee down, sweep the arms up into your hip flexor stretch. Circle the arms around as you sit back to hamstring. Forward to hip flexor, arms up. Circle the arms, sit back for hamstring. Forward, lift the arms, sink back to the hamstring stretch. One more, through. And back. And release as I switch sides. Same thing. Let's go hip flexor first. Lunge forward, lift the arms. Circle the arms, sit back. In your choice, you can have the toes tucked under at the back, which stretches and gets into the feet a bit more. If you're flat, you'll find you can sit a lot lower. Your choice. I like working my feet. Come forward for hip flexor, lift. Circle the arms, sit back. Hip flexor, reach. Circle and sit back. One more time, hip flexor, reach. Hamstring stretch. And release. And we finish off with our pretzel. So coming onto your side, usual story, bottom hand, top leg, top hand, bottom ankle. Pull the bottom leg back. And then breathe as you take the back foot, the back shoulder towards the mat. And slowly unravel yourself, and we come to the other side. Top leg, bottom ankle, pull the bottom leg back and open out. Breathe. And slowly unravel yourself.